Nobody is allowed to tell you how you should feel about your body. Not your husband, not your wife, not your doctor, not your mother, nobody. My name is Tara Okuguni. Welcome to the Queen Warrior Mom channel. I'm new to YouTube. I'm a working mom. I have a 1-year-old son, and on this channel we'll be talking a bit about motherhood, lifestyle, a bit about marriage, and we'll also expand on the content as time goes on, depending on what you guys want. I am no doctor. If you're experiencing any of the symptoms I'll be talking about, please make sure you consult your doctor. So today I'm going to be talking about the difference between a condition that's synonymous with pregnant women called Hyperemesis Gravidarum and morning sickness. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because it's very personal to me. When I was pregnant with my son, I was diagnosed with Hyperemesis Gravidarum. And when I talk to people about it, women, grandmothers, mothers, they had absolutely no idea what Hyperemesis Gravidarum was. So I thought I was crazy, and I had no idea that there might have been people who were going through it. So I didn't even think to check YouTube, and even when I did, I didn't really see a clear-cut distinction between Hyperemesis Gravidarum and morning sickness. I hope this video sheds more light, and if you're experiencing any of the symptoms, please leave a comment down below. I'd like to start a conversation and hear your stories, and we can exchange stories. Right now we're going to go into what Hyperemesis Gravidarum is, and as we move along I will give you a clear-cut distinction between Hyperemesis Gravidarum and morning sickness. So when a woman gets pregnant, she begins to secrete some hormones, some of them including human chorionic gonadotropin, popularly called HCG, estrogen, so on and so forth. Now, sometimes some women secrete these hormones excessively, and then it overwhelms their bodies. So they begin to manifest some symptoms: dehydration, excessive weight loss, heart palpitation. So some of you might be thinking, that sounds like morning sickness. No, it is not morning sickness. There's a clear-cut distinction between HG and morning sickness. So think of morning sickness as stubbing your toe on a piece of furniture, while you think of Hyperemesis Gravidarum as getting run over by a bus, and the bus backing over you, and then back and over you again 10 times. Now, I have to say, all pregnant women should be heroes. Being pregnant in itself takes its toll on your body, on your emotions. Now, adding excess, stress to that is a big deal. With morning sickness, you do not experience dehydration. With Hyperemesis Gravidarum, you will experience dehydration. And this is because you can't keep anything down. You're taking water, you're taking food, and most of it is coming out. So what that means is that you do not have nutrients in your body, and your body is devoid of water and vitamins and all the things that it needs to keep you strong and to keep baby strong. It got so bad that my veins collapsed because I was dehydrated. Now, because you can't keep any food down, your body is void of all the nutrients, you will have to visit the hospital. You will need to get IV fluids for your body to be replenished with all the nutrients that it is void of. For me, what happened would be that my first trimester, I was in the hospital every week. Assuming I went on a Monday, I'll be there and I'll get my IV fluids. Sometimes I'd have to be admitted for a day or two. And then I'll come back home and be fine for about 2 to 3 days, and then my body would break down again and I'd have to go back to the hospital. It was extremely draining, extremely mentally and physically draining. So with morning sickness, you are vomiting, but for the most part you can keep food down. With Hyperemesis Gravidarum, you cannot keep anything down. For me, even keeping water down was a problem. So whatever it is that I put in my mouth was coming out. And it was very emotionally stressful because you're looking at the food right in front of you and you know that if once it enters your mouth, it's coming out. that was very, very emotionally stressful for me. So you find that you're vomiting over and over and over during the day. Some people vomit up to 30 times a day. Imagine having your head in the toilet 30 times a day. It wasn't that bad for me, but there was nothing I put in my mouth that didn't come out. And it took its toll on my body, took its toll on my throat, on my jaw, it took its toll on my tummy. With hyperemesis gravidarum, you will experience excessive or extreme exhaustion. When I got pregnant, walking from the door to the gate was as though I had done 5 hours of exercise. I would sleep for hours. I was scared because I'm like, why am I sleeping so much? Everything that I did made me tired. I could not stand, I could not sit for long. I had to lie down all the time, and that just made me sleep. There was a time I couldn't even shower by myself. For someone who is very active, it was a very humbling experience for me, because my husband had to give me a shower because I was just too useless to do anything by myself. Experiencing a hyperemesis gravidarum, like I experienced, you will lose a lot of weight. It just comes with the territory, because your body is not keeping as much or retaining as much nutrients as it should be, and you're not keeping in food and keeping in water down. You will lose weight. For me, I lost about 12 pounds between when I got pregnant and at the peak of my hyperemesis gravidarum. My tummy was as flat as a washboard, and it's kind of frustrating because when you tell people you're pregnant, or you're like, oh, I need to sit down, I'm pregnant, they're looking at your tummy and they're like, where's the bump? Because you're so skinny and your tummy is so flat, just because you're experiencing HG. Other symptoms I experienced were heart palpitations, sleeplessness, severe migraines, fainting spells, extreme low blood pressure. I remember going to the clinic one day and the nurse was taking my vitals and my blood pressure was 77/44. And I remember she looked at me, she did a double take, and she was like, did you eat before you came? Did you run? She was asking some really random questions because I think she was really surprised by how low my blood pressure was. Sense of smell and my sense of hearing were heightened, like 10 times over. Considering that this condition could be fatal to both mom and baby, I was a bit disappointed that there wasn't a lot of information out there. But from what I gathered, there are a few factors that might, predispose a woman to having this condition when she's pregnant. So if she's a first-time mom, she may have HG. If she's overweight, she may have HG. If she's having multiple pregnancies, twins or triplets and so on and so forth, she might have HG. Or if she had a condition called Helicobacter pylori in the past, then she might have HG. And the potential dangers of experiencing hyperemesis gravidarum, if not caught quickly or treated properly, are gestational diabetes, which can be fatal to mom and baby, low birth weight, or having a premature baby. And ultimately, just fatality of either mom or the baby. So it's not all bad. There's hope and there's light at the end of the tunnel. But before I go into all of that, I want to mention, please get ready for people's offhand comments, because they will come. People would say stuff that would be hurtful. People would do stuff that would be hurtful, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Just get ready. So it's very important. That is why it's very important for you to educate yourself. Educate yourself and educate the people around you. Because people would compare your symptoms to other pregnant women's symptoms, which is not bad in itself, but you're experiencing it at a higher level at this time, and they'll ask you to go eat crackers and drink ginger tea and will make often comments as though you're not strong enough being pregnant, and then adding hyperemesis gravidarum to it on top of that. Please, please, please make sure that you understand what you're going through and make sure you educate the people around you. It's also important for you to make sure that you listen to your body. You need to know when to push yourself. You need to know when to stop. If you're talking to your physician and they're not listening to you, please change physicians. I had to do that. When I was pregnant and I started experiencing these symptoms, I told the doctor that was looking after me at the time, and he brushed it off completely. He said, "Oh, you're pregnant, it's fine." But I knew that something was off and I knew that something was wrong. And I can imagine that if I stayed on with that doctor, I don't know what the story would be right now. So it's important for you to listen to your body. Nobody is allowed to tell you how you should feel about your body. Not your husband, not your wife, not your doctor, not your mother, nobody. Listen to your mind and listen to your body. Now, this is also the time for you to make sure that you get as much help or receive as much help as you're being given. You're already a superhuman being pregnant. So it's important for you not to feel like you have to carry the burden alone. So if people are around you who want to help, please ensure that you accept the help as best as you can. Also ensure that you do not stow away. It's going to be hard because everybody's going to work. You might not be able to go to work. For myself, I was unable to go to work for 3 months. That's how bad it was. My whole first trimester, I didn't go to work because I was too sick to do that. And you'd be alone in the house and your mind begins to play tricks on you. So please, as best as possible, if you have any other place to go to where you can at least interact with people, make sure that you do so. Lastly, remember that it takes time. Sometimes hyperemesis gravidarum lasts throughout your whole pregnancy. Sometimes it ends in your first trimester. For me, it entered into the middle of my second trimester. So please do not allow anybody rush you and say, telling you that you're supposed to have this kind of symptoms only in your first trimester. It takes time, and by the time the symptoms begin to dissipate, you begin to enjoy your pregnancy. There is light at the end of the tunnel. I'd like to say to hang in there. It will pass. Once baby comes and you hold baby in your arms, all the craziness and the stress and the trauma will fade away. I'm telling you, I was so excited to meet my son, and in fact, after I met him, I'm like, let's do this again. Let's have another baby. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or any stories, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. And do not forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, and don't forget to share. This is Tario Kuguni signing out for the Queen Warrior Mom channel. See you in my next video. Bye.